latest episode of the Radical Measures podcast. As promised, another interesting guest, funny writer, Dhruv Deshpande here today. Dhruv, thanks for coming over here, man. Really appreciate it. It's been how long since we've had this any conversation?
Yeah,
you know,
went into such a hosty voice.
Yes,
Dhruv,
I did, right?
Thanks for coming, man.
I did, right? You know what was going through my head?
Yeah.
I was suddenly imagining myself wearing like a suit and be like, newscaster, yes, so we have something has happened to you. And what happened to you today, Dhruv? Like,
कैसा लग रहा है?
let's share your story with the world.
Yeah.
The voice went there, huh?
Totally went there.
Years and years of Shekhar Suman.
Yes.
Just came in.
Yes. I felt possessed.
Yeah.
You know, for a moment I went into that zone where this is a set now and we are rolling and then there will be an audience this also.
Clap.
Yeah.
Talia.
There's somebody with a thing like
Applause.
Applause.
that is the worst. That is the nightmare for any comic. Now anybody who is writing funny.
Yeah.
Like you're a writer, you've written a funny scene and now it is being played out by the actors.
Yeah.
But then you have an audience for it and they have seen like the 7th take of it.
Yeah.
And
Full energy drop.
Yeah.
Full energy drop.
During the table read, everybody was laughing. And now, hey man, you're ruining the joke.
Yeah. That's the worst thing as a writer, you know, like unlike stand-up comedy where you have like one joke एक बार करेगा हो गया.
Yeah.
As a writer, like the same room has heard the joke 3 times.
Yes.
तो नहीं लगेगा 4th time funny. But
Yes.
trust your first instinct.
Yes.
Don't be like ये अभी नहीं लग रहा है पहले मजा है हाँ बिकॉज तूने सुना है 4 बार और मेरे थकेले वॉइस में आई एम ऑल्सो बोर्ड ऑफ दैट जोक सो लाइक आई एम डूइंग इट बैडली सो या one of those things you have to keep in mind.
As a writer, there are just so many drafts that you create of your work that you need to grow to dissociate a bit.
Yeah.
And that part of approaching that problem in life is anyway not taught normally. And then in terms of becoming a writer also, those are the things that rarely get the sort of क्या बोलता है momentum in terms of conversation and mention in terms of how did you deal with these parts, the sucky parts of being a writer.
Well, there are loads of sucky parts, dude. You guys know, you guys have written like a great show. But yeah, loads of sucky parts. And I mean, to an extent, it's very similar to stand-up where, I mean, see, you have to go into it. You do the same set 50 bar, 60 bar. If you're not excited about it, it's gonna bomb.
Yeah.
So I think that's what like every table read, that's what you have to remember, right? कि ये funny है और ऐसे कर जैसे कि first time करा. और guys तुम लोग भी ऐसे सुनो decision makers पहली बार सुन रहे हो, which is like the tough part.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the worst things there.
If you get good decision makers, then it turns out to be a very fruitful endeavor. Like honestly, that is where I realized, this is what they meant by the phrase fruitful endeavor. Like, both are winning.
Have you guys got good decision makers?
Few. Yeah. But yes.
Lucky dude. I haven't.
Rare.
I've got good decision makers if they don't have money. If they are like, all the good decision makers are the ones who are like budget बहुत कम है.
It's just so weird. Why didn't your good decisions transfer monetarily also?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're so good here.
But yeah, it's always that. If the people with the best money, worst decisions. अभी मैं कोई chips के brand के लिए एक show लिख रहा था. My God, loads of money.
Okay, first of all, let's digest this. A chips brand wants a show.
A proper show, you won't believe. Like a full-on, like a talk show.
Okay.
Full on like a talk show, sketch, stand up, full हम सब करेंगे एक साथ वो type का show.
Damn.
Great money, but my God, my soul just like as a freelancer you need those.
Yes.
But what's like every year I feel like I'm doing well as a freelance writer, but like every year there's like 1-2 months where I feel कि मतलब मैं ISIS propaganda भी लिख देगा for the right. If there's a right thing, I'll do it.
Yeah. बहुत typos है यार, तुम लोग का grammar सुधारो पहले.
हाँ propaganda वाले ठीक है मार देंगे सबको लेकिन guys.
That is why they are not afraid.
What like that's the reason why recruits are less. You're not being clear. The quality of writing has dropped. It's not convincing enough.
Your call to action. Who wrote call to action for you?
A person does not want to blow themselves up.
You have to convince them. Your writing, your messaging is not powerful.
Yeah. It's not on point.
Yeah, it's almost like
you're going and celebrating Diwali, dude. What the fuck?
No, you have to convince the terrorist almost. That see, you think your job is just to you have to convince other people to also blow themselves up.
Yeah, it's not just doing.
Yeah, you're going to blow yourself up. That is it. That is it. It will start and end with you.
Yeah. Suicide bombing में the most important thing is team building activity. It's not just the message. You have to convince someone कि मार डाल मेरे लिए.
Yeah.
मेरे कहने पे. That's big. We don't appreciate terrorists enough, I feel.
There's a different version of a hostel that they are running. Very.
Creating like a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, where people are ready to die for each other.
Yeah.
That's every Hindi movie's ending, no? Like,
Yes.
I think, do they watch Hindi movies in terrorist camps? To be like,
Sure, man, they do.
Bollywood is huge.
Yeah, huge.
In Afghanistan, Pakistan,
Central Asia.
Central Asia, Bollywood is massive.
imagine you watch like a scene or something
Yeah.
in a Hindi movie and you're like, kabhi to idhar jane ka, and then you go there with a suicide note. Like, I'm the last person who's gonna watch this, man. I'm so lucky.
मेरे बाद ये सेट पे कोई शूट नहीं कर पाएगा. They'll have to recreate it.
Nice. I'd been to Tajikistan. So udhar, I mean, that's where my Bollywood ka cynicism just went away. Tajikistan was big. I spent like a month there. And every person, when they understood I'm Indian, matlab either like a free meal, a free ride, and everybody's like singing Mera Naam Joker and all those type of movies are like huge there. तो लाइक तभी मेरा बॉलीवुड का जो भी वो था कि ये क्या बॉलीवुड, आई वाज लाइक नहीं भाई है, मतलब पीपल सो फार अवे आर अप्रिशिएटिंग इट, मतलब ठीक है टट्टी बहुत बार, बट there is
पर
still
टट्टी
something
क्या
to-
नहीं है.
हाँ,
Like,
that's true,
like,
that's true.
Also, it was more sincere when you look
Yeah.
at Mera Naam Joker, and it makes us sound very old, but it is the honest truth that I'm understanding like now. Ki when you're looking at works of Rishikesh Mukherjee and Raj Kapoor, there was a sincerity in their approach, and there was lack of focus on superficial. Like
Correct.
Raj Kapoor was not showing six-pack abs, and you know,
He was showing tits though. Wasn't Raj Kapoor famous? I mean, like, yeah, later years Raj Kapoor was not Mera Naam Joker Raj Kapoor. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, come on, everybody does their
Yeah,
job and enough.
eventually.
Like, I'm old now, what more do you want? And it did travel across a lot.
Yeah, उसको देख के मालूम पड़ता है कि ट्रूथ खर्च भी होता है.
Yes, it has expiry date. Mera Naam Joker was big in Russia. I remember.
Yeah, so Central Asia वो like Russian based वो वाले Russian speaking countries, ex-USSR, but yeah dude, huge, like crazy. मैं पागल, like I have not felt patriotic like that, like the way I felt there. I don't feel patriotic much, but उधर जाके देख हाँ यार है मेरा दोस्त,
अपने देश में patriotic feel करना is not a special thing. No? Like,
correct.
Also, when you compare the scale of everything else on this subcontinent, dwarfs in front of Bollywood.
Yeah.
Like how Bollywood budgets then dwarf in front of Hollywood, tera Marvel budgets, which are just like, you're just, it's a GDP of a country, basically, that you're putting in a sequel, you know, to show people.
but we
shoot
still,
arrows.
like, I think it's the same thing. No? We, with Bollywood budgets, we end up doing way more cool stuff, or at least on par with Hollywood sometimes.
Resourcefulness. That
jugaad thing. Okay. And then the same is true for regional cinema. With like half the budget, they do something.
Oh yeah, I've realized that we have a lot of technical proficiency in our country in terms of, you know, and it's happening here as we speak as well, coincidentally. But it is the truth. Like whenever you're on a set, or even when you're looking at Bollywood, now there's this huge, you know, hatred. But people are
boycott and all.
but it's a very like broad term you're using, because you don't hate all of Bollywood. Like even you as an audience, you're not hating all. Like let's break down, what are you not liking? You're not liking the same stories, you're not liking the same people in the same scenario.
Hey, you're giving them too much credit here. I feel. I don't think it's a critique of cinema. I think it's just कि यार ये लोग हैं इसके बेटे हैं.
I know. I'm giving them more like there's too much humanity.
You are taking the cream of the boycott.
I'm nitpicking.
Which is like 1% of the boycott.
I'm nitpicking. That one hashtag guy is who I'm talking about actually.
The guy who started it.
Yes.
But what do you guys feel about the Bollywood boycott?
It is representative of anger, and it is also showing how in the, like, I've thought about it a bit just in terms of conversation, and you see the interesting power dynamic that happens, because you then pick towards the weakest in the flock with power, no? Like if you're cornering, because see, the rich and the poor always have this thing about feeling like you have enough and
Yeah,
in the
the
middle.
balance, huh?
Yeah, like so that we don't end up cornering each other, because that is the anger. कि मतलब bro हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं है फिर भी हमको मालूम है ये घटिया है.
हाँ, हाँ.
And you're making these choices because the way you explain it is ये लोग को यही चलता है.
हाँ.
Which is very demeaning to the audience.
Correct.
Like, because then you're not coming from a sincere place of creation also. Now you're like creating a conveyor belt of content.
Yeah, like I don't think Akshay Kumar cares any. I
No,
mean, it's been a
100%.
while. I don't think he.
He
Really,
doesn't
I really
care.
don't think. I don't. Like sometimes as a writer, I feel I wish Akshay Kumar was the actor. Like someone with just no opinions. कि भाई
Yeah.
कर ले मस्त है मैं कर लूँगा जो भी है.
Yeah.
Like he literally plays the same person in every.
Yeah, yeah.
He's doing what Salman did here.
Exactly. I was just gonna say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I think it's also part of Bollywood, and why we find even insincerity in the boycott thing is because outrage is a parallel industry now in itself, na.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, okay, who do I get angry on?
Correct.
I'll
And it's a lot of
put
it is
anything.
politically motivated. You can't trust it
100%.
after a point.
Yeah.
But मेरे को समझा कि like this Bollywood boycott, as someone who's been around the comedy industry and all, I feel like I really don't care like about the Bollywood boycott.
100%.
I don't feel bad for them, and I feel like I should.
Yeah.
Like I should feel bad for someone who's इतना मेहनत करके crores करके and for some political reason. Like I feel like I should see a movie like Brahmastra. I should give it a chance just because I'm on this side of the political spectrum.
No.
But I don't care now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the whole boycott thing is happening on Twitter only.
Yeah.
Like you, there are many people who don't give a fuck.
Correct.
Who will be like, weekend पे अगर कुछ नहीं है करने को मैं जाके देखेगा ब्रह्मास्त्र.
हाँ.
Because if anything, it will give me something on Monday morning in the office to bitch about.
Yeah.
You know, with my colleagues and all. बैठ
हाँ
के
dude,
like
सब
कल मैं
लोग
ब्रह्मास्त्र
reviews
देखा.
हाँ सब
हाँ.
लोग critiques बन रहे हैं मेरे ऐसे
So
Instagram पे.
तो
The
why
dialogues
would
were bad क्या पता है
No, the dialogues are genuinely bad.
you watched the movie?
Yes,
what
I
do you?
saw the movie. It is
खराब है?
horrible. That is-
Nice.
But that's the thing, like it's and I feel like a big reason why Bollywood is having this bad times because 2 years of pandemic, every blockbuster that had to be released
Yeah.
was not released. So now 2022 has just seen blockbuster things which should have been spread out over Diwalis and Eids and
Correct.
Christmases and whatnot
Correct.
are just coming one after another.
Yeah.
ठीक है तो everything is like okay this is a mass entity this is a mass so people are just like dude every week is a blockbuster which all should have been a blockbuster.
And you know
now
the
it's
worst thing is I've realized these मतलब I get it what you're saying कि Twitter पे ही है but dude these guys are powerful मतलब they'll make your digital experience they can make it hell.
Oh yes.
हाँ.
Like this Sushant के टाइम जो हुआ था like I was that was a eye opening thing for me because मेरे को लगा this is like bubble में लोग हैं पागल लोग हैं but dude the amount of people who are crazy in this country is like next level dude.
Crowd has arrived.
Yeah man मतलब next level dude like it was proper मेरी फट गई तभी like that's when I went to my Twitter at Dhruv Deshpande and like I typed everything just to delete all my tweets remotely कि गलती से कुछ हो जाए someone picks up something just fucking like be safe. Yeah.
Is you realize it is an indicator of something else also. Apart from you can bring in other factors like social literacy, your money, economic circumstances, all of that. But apart from that also when you're looking at just sheer anger that is repressed at every point of time. So whenever there is an opportunity, the society is lashing out.
Correct.
For some reason, which that is the scary part for me.
Yeah.
Why are we so angry all the time, dude? It's amped up. Like the city feels amped up.
Yeah.
When you're traveling in the evenings also, because you see the quality of life. किधर ना किधर तो पब्लिक को समझ में आ रहा है कि हर लेवल पे अपने को किधर ना किधर चिटका है कुछ तो.
हाँ.
कुछ तो चिटका है और.
We've been wronged at all points. Yeah.
And it's
and it's also wrong collectively. I think like this anger is also a means of building community.
Yeah.
For the first time, people are coming together in anger.
Yeah.
Which used to happen only in like revolutionary moments.
Yeah.
Now it's like every week.
Yeah.
तू भी गुस्सा मैं भी
Every week.
गुस्सा.
High
That's
five.
all we
Like-
need.
Like I don't want to feel alone in my anger.
Yeah.
That is
Dude,
what people
I think that's
desire.
all of politics to an extent, right? I don't want to feel alone in my anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine as long as it's politics because then you see the demarcation because then you're looking at politics as a concept also. It is where people of different countries find a common table while dissing their national leaders, their own national leaders.
Yeah,
कि अरे तेरा भी ऐसा है, मेरा भी ऐसा है, क्या छोड़ यार. That is a common like we can legit go to Brazil and have the हाँ तुम्हारा भी ये mayor
हमारा भी वही scene
वो ऐसा है, पूरा गरीबी यही scene bro.
You know how you can make like election turnouts better? See, right now election is just, you just go press a button. There's no big feel in that. If you have something you have to slap for your vote.
Yeah, like a punch.
You know, like a punching bag or something. Immediately people will be like, yes, I don't want you, and I punch you. Okay, I don't want you, and I punch you. Like that would really help voter turnout.
Instead of a logo or a button, have those cutouts.
Best would be if that guy is there. So if you survived the onslaught of democracy. They're like gladiators.
Yes.
You keep saying, I am giving my life for you. Yes. If fewer people hate you, then fewer people will have punched you.
But have you felt this outrage thing affect your writing as writers?
It comes second hand. Because we deal with people who are fut out by that thing.
But everybody is fut out. Yeah? It's come into my writing now.
Yes.
Where I won't say something that I want to say. I mean, if I want to sell a show, basically, we're talking about in that. खुद के लिए बना रहा तो I don't know. But if I want to sell a show, I won't go into. मतलब nowadays, like I was saying, even if you mention Hindu, Muslim, it's gone. You don't. They are just too scared, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody's too scared. And
but sorry. That point makes so much sense. But that is where this outrage thing I feel is going to end. Like it's going to end up consuming that because. Every response is born out of fear. You know, even when you go ahead and speak to a studio, the legal department is there, and we used to discuss. We used to have a laugh about it, but later on we understood the machinery. You know, कि legal department पहले क्यों पढ़ रहा है? अगर issue होएगा कोर्ट में जाना पड़ेगा तभी उनका आता है ना. मगर that never happens because they are like कोर्ट में ही नहीं जाने गए. अरे मगर ब्रो तू फिर लॉयर बन के मेरे ऑफिस में काम करेगा. कभी तो कोर्ट जाना. ऐसा थोड़ी.
No, their job is to ensure कि तेरे हर एक लाइन पे कोई तो केस करने वाला है. ये assume कर लो. And then we safeguard it.
Yes.
So imagine the written word पे you can break the law so many times. Now you step out of the house. How many laws are you breaking? Like there's this economist or something, Milton something. He was a very famous person who was against like US ka food stamps and whatnot. So he was like, dude, there's so many. He used to talk about like there's so many laws in the American Constitution. So many get added every time, and he showed like in terms of like how much paper. And it just fills a full bank vault and whatnot. Like an average American breaks laws all the time. So like it's just that your law is now on Netflix. The law that you broke.
I think 15-16 तक भी काफी ठीक था. And since 2020, I think it was the Sushant Singh and the whole boycott and all those things. उसके बाद people have just bravery तो छोड़ो, they like it's anti-creation at this point. Where they are going into your process and saying कि कुछ भी मतलब don't even remotely मंदिर दिखाओ मत, पर मंदिर बस है. She's actually sincerely, my character is sincerely praying. But नहीं, it can be thought of as कि अगर वो how can this character then do something wrong because वो तो हिंदू
क्योंकि तू मंदिर 6th episode पे दिखाएगा ना, वो 5वें ट्वीट पे बोल देगा कि ये लोग एंटी हैं. Like the problem is that.
And that realization will also dawn upon them that if you keep on creating these templates to follow for writers and people who are wanting to create stories, write stories, then every story is not going to be enjoyable to you only. And you are the consumer. Like all of these, the anger also that I get it, it's ideological sometimes, it's misrepresenting and projecting and maybe I don't know. But the point is that it's not being made for us. As writers also, we are not writing it for ourselves. So that we can see it. नहीं तो एक दूसरे को सुना के खत्म कर देते हैं.
Exactly.
Why would we involve so many people, such a huge set and light boys and whatnot to come on a set so that this story can be shown? Is because we think that we are confident enough to be like this is what we want to show you. It might not be nice, you might not like it, and for that we can only try better next time, dude. We can't undo it.
The worst part is like why doesn't the mob at any point just look at these people starting to think, तो तुम लोग दिन भर टीवी देखते हैं क्या? तुम लोग पिक्चर ही देख रहे हैं? तो तुम लोग और कुछ काम नहीं कर रहे? टीवी देख दिन भर टीवी देखने वाले बंदे को मैं फॉलो क्यों करूँ? That should be the logic, dude.
And I don't want to take over your life with my series.
Correct.
I don't want to, man.
Correct.
Like, I want you to have a really good experience for that amount of
Yeah,
time.
like 20 minutes out of your 24-hour cycle.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah. I don't want to, have become a part of your conversation for bad reasons between your family members
Yeah.
while having dinner. Kya dekh liya? I don't want that.
Wow. Yeah.
But that will change because the consumers will only grow to that fact कि देख अपने इधर stagnant लग रहा है, नया कुछ आ रहा नहीं है, मगर Netflix, Prime ये सब OTT platform पे South Korean dramas देख रहा है. Have you noticed the amount of stuff that is dubbed in Hindi? The amount of content that is South Korean and that is dubbed in Hindi?
Yeah. On Netflix especially.
Yeah, if they are putting so much money into making a language less of a barrier, dude, it's going to go the other way around as well.
Yeah.
And that is where you will make money. Like...
This is how you colonize, dude.
Yeah.
You send a show.
Have you guys seen those Korean shows though?
Fleetingly. Just
मैंने
to get a
एक
taste of.
देखा for like a project, like maybe not type का project था, तो I had to just watch one. तो like a 90-minute episode, one episode 90 minutes and barely कुछ हो रहा है, but dude I enjoyed it because you know why? It was something different.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing the same shit in the same format so many times, and we are all guilty of it. It's
Correct.
the safest way, even as a writer. But when I saw something else, even though मेरे को पढ़ना पड़ा, which is like slightly jarring experience, like reading, and I just loved it, dude.
Yeah.
Like कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब वो something in the rain करके एक show है. So like nothing happened for 90 minutes. बस उसका breakup हो गया और दूसरा एक हो गया. That's all they've stretched for 90. You take this pitch, like this script to any person, any decision maker that we were discussing, they will say कि ये 10 minute का बनाओ, 90 minutes नहीं हो रहा है, कोई देखेगा नहीं. You are deciding for the audience.
Yes.
You are kind of condescending कि
Yes.
देख ही नहीं पाएंगे ये लोग, अपनी जनता देखती ही नहीं.
That is... I hate
Yeah, and
that.
that's like one suit making the decision for, and that suit will make the decision all over. And I feel like what we are watching, even from like your Ambani to like the person watching in a train on his phone, is something that some suit who has nothing to do with both those parties has decided कि बस इनको यही चाहिए.
There was a time ना कोई तो CBS का executive था 70s वगैरह में, you'll never see a guy with a beard on TV. You'll never see a divorced man on TV. You'll never see a guy who smokes on TV. Like, that's TV now. Like, that's TV.
That's all of TV.
That's all of TV.
Yeah. Have you guys written like fiction with a brand involved?
Never.
No.
Oh, I've had that experience. YouTube के लिए series लिखा है एक दो, तो oh god, that's the worst.
How do you crack brand integration? Like how do you approach it?
So the production house does. So I don't do that pitch. So I'm working with the production house. They will go to brands and say कि we have this, तो हम कर सकते हैं with like it'll start like पकड़ो Fanta की bottle है, तो Fanta की bottle बस यहाँ पे रख देंगे and that's it. But then obviously the brand will say कि नहीं उसको Fanta पिलाओ, और जब फाइनल सीन है जब भी वो उसको मार रहा है तभी बोलो कि नहीं मैं नहीं मारूंगा, मैं
खून के जगह
Fanta आना चाहिए. Like the worst possible thing. Then you come to a compromise which is always bad. It's making the show bad, but then they are paying your bills, so you have to do it.
It's like Jamai Raja.
So like non-OTT के लिए that's you guys got OTT, so you guys are lucky you didn't have like.
Yeah, I mean it's more like we've sort of chosen also to see some lean periods in between, where it's like I'll work on stand-up now.
On this table only you are married.
But which brings me to the next question: is stand-up paying well now? Because so I have been out for like a good 3.5-4 years.
No, that's
like-
the truth. It's like you're living in a penthouse building, but you're in the lobby, and all the money, all the caviar is in the penthouse.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the scene, at the stage at which everything is, there are no in-between floors, which
Yeah, I know
should
what you mean.
exist for a healthier ecosystem.
Exactly, I agree.
Because otherwise, you do not have the art form itself is not strengthening and growing. You will have people who are participants who are strengthening and growing, but the art form itself is not getting stronger.
No, but that I think is a function of time also.
Yes, it is of course a function of time. The only problem is we are in this time.
No, but then that's the thing. No, you get to you get
see
to see
make
it happen and make it.
But do you
happen.
think it's getting better? Because from the outside, I consider myself kind of outside now. So from the outside, it seems like if you want to get to that stage, to the penthouse wala stage, so you have to do a bunch of shit that comics, I feel, as in their nature, it's not in their nature to do it. Like posting reels every day.
It's not.
Talking about a bunch of, like I spoke to Aman who did Comic
Oh
Stan.
my god.
And I found myself saying, and I cringed at it कि भाई तू कुछ reels कुछ डाल क्यों नहीं रहा है? This is your time. People are watching you now.
No, I think that's right now, like that's a tried and tested method.
Yeah.
Because up until now, people who weren't comedians were doing it. So that worked for them. So like there's going to be a period where comedians will figure out how to use this.
Yeah. I feel like some have, and I hate it, and I've muted all of them. But some have, and they are like reaping the benefits. But then my thing is at what cost? Like you're putting everything online, and
so they'll do it the way that a comedian is supposed to do. Like you look at comedians abroad, for a long time they were very YouTube averse.
Yeah.
Like in US and all, the thing was if you're putting stuff on YouTube,
HBO
there were stages. HBO, then Comedy Central had a phase. You did not look at anything else. But if you're working with Comedy Central, you're like, and now Comedy Central is going bankrupt.
Yeah.
And now your HBO is also not the place. Now you're looking at other avenues. Hulu is doing specials.
No, now it's just do it on your own.
Yeah.
Over there. Now it's like put it on YouTube.
Correct.
Because there's no point. No one else is gonna.
So why are you guys making this podcast? Is it to help with stand up, or is it like we went existential?
Started out. No. Like it started out that way, but like it's a thing of its own now. Now we just want to see where it goes. Honestly, like it's opened up parts of what we want to do, what we can do, which we didn't anticipate. Initially it was just like, okay, it's just two guys talking. And we start getting a guest along to just get different perspectives of things.
Correct.
And that is leading to like understanding the ecosystem, be it YouTube, be it Instagram, be it stand up better.
Nice. But yeah, you're right. Like if you do it regularly, I think that's the thing, right?
Ultimately, like you need to build a relationship with an audience. Which is something you do as a stand-up comedian also. Na?
That's the most important wala thing. That's why like we also started working on this mainly because you want to retain autonomy as much as you want. Because you with age you stop trusting the world to just be the right thing.
And your shell becomes smaller.
So then you're like, okay, if I have to, what do I want to do forever? I want to be a stand-up forever. All right. So I would rather want to create a platform, start creating it now, where I can always just be myself, along with other comedians, where there's nobody to tell me anything.
Correct. Yeah.
You know? Talk about this, don't talk about this, because whatever has to be said will be told by the audience and they'll tell me by unsubscribing, which is fair.
Yeah, that's the purest form of it, like entertainment, right? Just you directly going to your audience, देखना हो देखना, नहीं देखना है, ठीक है.
And if you are able to retain that honesty na, तो फिर वो long term you don't feel like you're beholden to people to be a particular way.
You're not going, you're bypassing the
like
suit basically.
The amount of, like I'll tell you just to give you a brief glimpse into the Mumbai scene and the weird headspace that it is in at the moment. The amount of times I have been told that, dude, writing funny jokes is not the thing.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Who are you as a person? And your personality should be some. And I was like, but that I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
So I will stick to jokes because
that personality is also a very, like, this might be biased, but I feel like that personality that these guys are talking about is a very North Indian, fast talking, Hindi speaking person. Because your personality and my personality is not what your major janta want to hear. Which is like a very sad fact. I've realized when I went on the other side, like I said, we started doing TV shows where you're hiring comics. And I spoke to those people and they want just those Dilli ka koi, अरे ऐसे बात कर रहा है कोई है. They just want that.
You start creating that relationship with an audience that is built upon something that you can't sustain. Because you will grow as a person. It's very normal, you know. How many times will you be that guy who is the crying shoulder friend? You know, you will be 60 one day, dude. You will have so much more to share. You can't
talk about your bandi or
like people will look at it, this creep, Dadaji, what the fuck? Dude, you're done, you're old, you have a cane, stop. You know,
But no, you like I've really recognized this consumer behavior, which is why I do feel bad for women in comedy. Like, I mean, it sounds condescending, I know, but I genuinely think it is a crutch because same like English, like you're firstly a woman in comedy who also speaks English majorly and like is not that comfortable in Hindi. I don't know. I feel like it's a major because you just directly relate. I've seen shows where North Indian Hindi speaking, and that too like is that Hindi I read, like that very fast that type of Hindi. If that person comes and does a joke, another person like a Dudeja Pakro does a much better written joke, which is very likely knowing today. But then the previous one will get more laughter, which is like, I don't know, it bugs me.
Then it's about, okay, at the end of the day, there are people who will gravitate towards the Dudeja, there are people who will gravitate to that person. It's just how big are the numbers of the respective group.
Yeah.
And more importantly, does the Dudeja want the fame of that other person?
And
it's about...
I mean, I think he wants, but not with like completely changing as well.
So then like for example, I know the fate of an English-speaking stand-up comedian. Okay, so like the 10% of what Indians speak English.
Correct.
So then eventually you need to prepare yourself ki, okay, after a certain point, you achieve everything in this scene, you need to start cultivating an international audience.
Yeah.
You need to start going, your tour must include parts of Europe, must include other English speakers.
Or even the South, which has like Bangalore and all has great audiences for
after you finish everything in India, you tap out your source if you're moving artistically for a challenge.
Correct. Dude, one of my last shows I did, one of the last shows I did was in Manipur. Like मैंने खुद ने organize किया, and just like Manipur had a budding comedy scene of people who have seen your EIC, EIB at that point.
Correct.
And they just want to do something. So I organized the show. I was like open mic and I'll close it with like a 20 and I'll host it also because nobody else knew what comedy is. And dude, I had so much fun. That was like my best gig because like unko kind of pata nahi hai, but they have seen it and then it's happening there. I was doing jokes about like stuff that I've seen in Manipur and like I stayed for a month there. Like so stuff that I've seen like there about the whole dog eating thing and everything. And that was good connection, dude, because that felt like really authentic. But then that's when I came back and I did my normal jokes and I was like, dude, everybody here sounds the same. And I'm a part of that. Like all of us, if you see, दूर से very few people sound different. Like I think Tarang Hadilkar I seen recently and I was like, dude, ये अजीब बंदा है क्या है? I feel like the day when Tarang Hadilkar being himself can make a living out of stand-up, I feel like that's the day you can say that that the scene has arrived. Being his weird like random self. Without having to put reels saying, hey guys, today I'm doing this. आज मैंने ये pasta खाया.
Like if you look at Tarang's reels also, they're all different. Like he did like a shadow thing. It's still one of my favorite things to watch, where he makes like something about shadows or something, which is like hilarious, dude. And he's keeping that. Correct. You know, people like Tarang, people like Ashish Dash and whatnot. They keep their uniqueness. Like viewers will not know who these people are.
That's sad. Like fuck
so like go to live shows and you'll see these gems. But I think that's the whole point. No? Like the term uniqueness is because it's not there everywhere. Like, you know, and it needs to be guarded. Like eventually you always find yourself tempted ki, okay, do that one, say one bhenchot. Like, it'll get a laugh. They're like, no, you can't say bhenchot. It's an eternal struggle and you just you deal with it every day.
Gali dene ka ki nahi, it doesn't need it. That's it's also where you realize your choice matters to you, because the world will never be conducive to the choice you want to make. It's a very horrible thing. I completely agree with. It's difficult for both of us to make peace with that fact from time to time. It gets difficult, but it's also the truth. That the world can't be conducive for all of the choices I want to make in life. But then would I want to live my life the other way?
That's true.
And if that is the case,
that's
then
the payoff. You get to do your own shit.
But like after 30 also, if I'm diluting my identity, then that would feel like an empty life.
I mean, you have to have faith And right now it's a very blind faith. I
Yeah.
know. But you have to have that faith. Like I remember the worst I felt ever as a stand-up comedian was when I used the word batwa on stage. I have never said the word batwa before. It's not in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
मैं पाकिट बोलेगा मराठी में या फिर वॉलेट बोलेगा बटवा नहीं बोलेगा. I said it on stage and the same joke got a huge laugh that I'd never had before. I was like, yeah, fuck this shit. It was the most heartbreaking moment. मुझे बटवा नहीं बोलना है तुम लोग के बेंचो.
And that self-reflection is happening in your head immediately also. And afterwards as well, that thought sticks with you. Like if I make a mistake like that where you realize that you have pandered a bit. Both places I equally like hate myself. If I have indulged, where I have, I could have delivered this much better, but there was some part of my ego which was like, no, and it did not help the joke at all. It was me trying not to be a comedian. I'm trying to be important in the moment, and those are moments of indulgences where you have to catch yourself. That and the pandering, both I have equal hatred for. If I hear,
I hear you, and that's where I feel like one of the biggest enemies for a artist is self-awareness. Like it's good if you have it, but you are going to dilute yourself. If you're self-aware, you're not being true to yourself when you're self-aware. I really, even writing rooms, those people. I'm sure you guys have been in writing rooms, so there's always that one person who's very confident with horrible ideas. But jaise bolte hai, I really am jealous because I want to live in that world for a day.
It scares me.
Some must bolte.
It scares me, bro. It scares me.
Feel like the wrong people get confidence. Confidence galat.
Like if I just record the last 5 minutes and I play it, you will be shocked by what you said. And you're still smiling while saying it. Where is this coming from? That does happen.
I think that's growth also. Like, I really don't take myself seriously anymore because I feel, मैं जो भी बोला, like you said, 6 महीना पहले मैं कुछ बोला होगा and 99% I'll be either cringing or saying I completely disagree with whatever. And especially with politics this happens. बहुत woke था मैं Twitter पे पकड़ो 4 साल पहले. Then every 2-4 हफ्ते में previous people यार अभी तो मेरे को ऐसा नहीं लगता, ये तो ठीक ही था, ये मैंने overreact किया शायद. That's when I just stopped having political opinions in public.
Also like once you read a bit also ना, थोड़ा भी पढ़ लिया, थोड़ा awareness दुनिया के बारे में, थोड़ा history पढ़ लिया ना, you realize these are ideologies which are trying to create gravity of their own, and they want to consume your life for it. What angers you, what makes you feel better is they are wanting to become the conduit for it. Ki feel better if our people did this and feel angry if they did this. Dude, life is already difficult, man. Like I don't take a shit in the morning and the whole 24 hours, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Did I eat the wrong thing? And in between you're like
exactly like life is so volatile. अगर देखो like literally अभी मैं 4 बजे potty किया and right now I'm in a good mood. But अगर मैं नहीं किया होता, like I might have been more disagreeable. And I would have felt differently about stuff you're saying, stuff I'm saying would be different. Like who am I to say ki, this is what it is? Potty changes my opinion.
It does. Because you realize that this matters. How I'm feeling now is dependent on so many different things.
That's growth, I think, where you realize कि these are your triggers. मैं potty करेगा, थोड़ा intermittent fasting करेगा, एक workout करेगा, अच्छा लगेगा मेरे को.
I'm just imagining in every like tense political interview could have just been diffused by telling the reporter, honestly, dude, I haven't had a shit.
So if I come across as a bit,
where is this?
I have a dream. No, I don't.
Fresh from his shit, Pandit Nehru met us with all smiles. then he said, actually, I'd like to change my answers.
I dream of a laxative. That's what I dream of. That would be a great thing to create. I think all of this hate economy, because now all of these terms are being birthed into the vocabulary. Hate economy is a legit thing, and the antidote for it will be like an app which just has different triggers, database of different triggers put in, and you can just choose which social media triggered you, and they will have like responses to that ready, and small responses that you went on Twitter, read this, and just drink a bit more water. I'm pretty sure you'll feel better. Like,
dude, we'll
convert hatred into good life choices. I don't know.
I think before that happens, you'll have like angootis to control. एक Twitter control करने के लिए, एक Insta control करने के लिए.
हाँ, just to stop.
Yeah,
you.
just to stop you raging from Twitter. एक white money वाला अंगूठी डालेगा.
Just like locks. Are you hydrated? Have you taken a dump?
Yeah, like almost like an electronic collar for dogs. You've been. That is something that people are resorting to deal with social media addiction.
Yeah.
And I had. Of course, you see documentaries, and sometimes in this era of OTT platforms, the amount of documentaries you end up consuming can be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like everything seems to be an illusion now. Like from the act of freedom and war and what is happening in Second World War in color, as if
That makes it better.
Yeah, see, the bomb crater has so much more grey.
Now I know what gas chamber looks like. Like properly.
अरे सफेद टाइल नहीं था यार, येलो था.
That is because of the gas.
Yeah.
You come to know, you consume so many things, and then you realize, oh, your behavior is also being dictated by what you're consuming.
Yeah.
You are not even aware of what you're giving away. Like Instagram and YouTube tends to surprise me sometimes. Like how much
they know about you.
Yeah.
Dude, मैंने कुत्ता लाया. Like literally 2 months ago. You see my reels. Like पहले football होता था.
Yeah.
Now it's just dog.
Yeah.
And like I can't go to I can't go through 2 stories without like someone selling me like a pee pad, potty training, ye wo.
Something or the
it's
other.
just that, and I've not searched up tak like anything myself. It's just pata nahi like how it hears you or what.
Here's you talk.
Yeah.
That
I think
is it.
WhatsApp pay and also if you say like the word dog, got a dog, somewhere.
Yeah.
You said it somewhere.
हाँ,
And
किधर
they
तो
heard.
बोला?
How did you make the payment? If there was any payment.
There was no payment. Just
Acha, but you bought pet supplies and whatnot, na?
हाँ, pet supplies का payment.
So that shop.
Amazon. Yeah.
They know you.
shop.
They know you, buddy.
They got you, man.
They know you.
Man.
They
They got me.
they have your dog's birthday now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Yeah. Want to feel like a good dog owner, Dhruv? Have you bought your dog a bone recently?
You haven't? Fuck you.
What a
They just
horrible
found
man.
another relationship they can exploit.
Yeah.
They've got.
Yeah. You also had a dog.
Yeah, we had a dog. I've gotten some recommendations I get sometimes. After my dog passed away also, Flipkart was like, you haven't bought dog chews in a while. I was like, yeah, my palate is different, buddy. The one who liked that is hopefully in heaven. If there is a concept
Did you
of that.
get an ad to get a new dog?
More than a new dog, I got asked that by people in the building. Like I just realized how different it is, and you can't expect people to process the relationship that you have with pets. It's just not normal. Like the second, third day or something, somebody in the elevator was like, "क्या फिर अभी नया लाएगा कि नहीं?" I was like, "Is this like a Rolodex of?" And who the fuck are you, man? I don't even know.
Wow, dude.
Oh my God. Dude, I can imagine this happening.
Yeah.
ये पक्का हो सकता है.
Yeah, and what was the thing कि अरे नहीं अभी शादी तो नहीं कर रहा तुम लोग दोनों भाई लोग, मम्मी को अकेला घर पे क्या होएगा फिर? तो बोला उसके लिए कुत्ता क्यों लाएगा डूड, वो इंसान है, वो और कुछ कर लेगा. Like and she's also old. Like you're not paying attention to the fact that she can't take a dog for a walk. Like I don't expect my 64-year-old mom to have a puppy who's dragging her,
Nipping her.
Yeah, like chill, dude. She has diabetes. Okay, his teething problems can end into something else. So calm down with your advice.
But dude,
रस काट लिया नहीं रे कुत्ते ने काट दो.
No, as when I got my dog Tabhi, that was when I was like doing that TV show I told you, Chips brand TV show.
Yeah.
So which was like got really annoying. So
You need a dog. You need a dog.
oh, I needed a dog for like comfort. But even like the way I was training the dog, I realized ki that's how I could even like train those clients, Like, so what's the principle of dog training? अगर बहुत गुस्सा करता है, निप करता है, you kind of give them something they like and make them be patient. Like sit, calm down. And I wished I could do that with my clients because I realized whenever they were going that nippy phase without like really biting me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I use those things with them.
They're
कि मैं तुम लोग को
literally-
ये joke देने वाला, but just 1 second. And I would like delay things. I realized that Clients
That
are
works.
like dogs, like small puppies.
Yes, you have to distract them.
Yeah, we
While-
have to distract them. इधर
Yeah.
हाँ मेरे को लिखने दे, मेरे को लिखने दे. Brand का नाम डाल रहा हूँ, chips.
Focus on these things.
Yeah.
You
That is hilarious.
because you can't get anything past otherwise.
Yeah.
You will have to go ahead and have the bell and the इधर हाथ में pedigree पकड़ा है और हाँ देगा, because otherwise they are just not going to pay attention to anything.
I don't know if you're talking about client or puppies, but yes.
Yeah, both. And then they end up shitting. Both end up taking a dump that other people have to deal
You
with.
need to make sure that they don't do it on your chest.
Yeah. And the puppy. Because people don't understand how much is at stake for how much does a writer feel is at stake with a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It's I really hope that now the conversation has started, at least, where people are paying attention to better stories or whatever. I'm hoping. But the point is that the writer is creating the whole universe, man.
Yeah.
This whole world wherein all of these characters are happening, the writer is creating the world, littering, changing, then showing the world and being like, oh yeah, this part you don't like, why? Oh, for good reason. Okay, that's a good reason. I was wrong, I'll change that.
Yeah.
But for horrible reasons you want me to play around with the world, and then
Yeah.
it becomes a horror movie to imagine my name
That's
after in the titles.
Dude, I've asked people to take my name off the credits.
Oh.
And I've given
Yeah.
up some random reasons. For like shows, like I was saying before we recorded, that there are some projects where I just dissociate, where I'm
Yeah.
like, this is now business.
Yeah.
ये काम है, इससे मैं vacation लेगा,
Yeah.
खाना खाएगा,
Yeah.
बीवी को gift लाएगा.
Yeah.
So this is that. So when that happens, I tell them sometimes कि just remove my name from the credits, because I'll make up some random ass reason कि कुछ तो contractual ये वो कर रहा हूँ.
I'm locked in, and why
Yeah,
NDA? I have an NDA. I can't say.
So in this period, no, if it comes, it'll look bad and all. So मैं बोल देता हूँ. But yeah, that's my thing. I just dissociate after a point.
And the honest thing is, they also know.
Yeah, they probably know.
When you mention this request,
हाँ मैं
they're like,
तुम्हारी सारी बात सुनूंगा, ये निकाल दो. You're like
Yeah.
हाँ चल ठीक है.
yeah.
कौन तू बड़ा जावेद अख्तर है?
Credit नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है, चलेगा. And it also helps with the possibility of getting a different thing done.
Yeah.
Removing credit from a place which you don't want in your portfolio
Yeah.
opens up the possibility of a better project.
Yeah.
Because I have, had that reaction sometimes where, and it is of course a biased reaction, but if we are not making those choices creatively speaking, then in some cases, unknowingly we would hold it against. You wouldn't know it,
Yeah.
but because that is not a choice you want to make, you want to see that reflected in everything,
Correct.
which is again not fair. और अभी सबका पड़ता है ना, it's a weird solace that I find in places of interviews where misery has been spoken about. Like creative misery is something that I mine for on YouTube when I'm feeling low. कि क्या बात कर रहा है रे रोमानो, क्या इतना बॉम्ब हुआ वो shit. I feel better so because he did so much more. Like he wrote a sitcom which went on for seasons upon seasons upon seasons, and he's a very seasoned comic as well. And from what I hear, apart from all of this, even now when he goes to the Comedy Cellar, he does not bump.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, he can retain it. I'm pretty sure his journey was not easy. I've heard about it. His conversations with the presidents and whatnot. तभी भी वही था कि यार homely रख, white family नहीं, कौन क्यों black दोस्त क्यों है तेरा? He would have had to make those choices, and he still made it work because it was closer to what he.
But what is your survival tip for like as a writer who knows that something is going to shit? What do you guys like do?
Dude, we run away.
You just like give up and run away.
Yeah.
Like we give it a shot. We try. Like we
No,
had.
you give up the project. You're like fuck this shit.
हाँ,
तुमको करना है वैसा तो
हाँ,
करो.
because otherwise I've noticed I've recently had a very crazy realization that I've honestly lived life for 7 years
Yeah.
in like 33 years of my life. You know what I mean? Like only when I was pursuing a degree in literature, and I got an opportunity to go abroad where finally my academic approach worked. कि अरे इधर marks आ रहा है भेज देगा. So those were the moments where I felt like I was making choices for myself.
Yeah.
Then for like 7 years, I taught to pay back for that experience.
2 years of freedom.
Yeah.
You had to slave for
Education
7.
loan 9 साल भरपाई किया मैं उसका. But then when I started stand up and when I wrote Pandu for the first time, like our first show, it was one of the episodes is called Melancholy. It's the theme of the episode, and the whole episode deals with how a person sometimes just feels like weird, you know, in a moment, and break it down in a funny manner. And that was the episode which got the most response from everybody. Like that was a great episode because it was different. And everybody's felt melancholic. Nobody has, but nobody speaks about it because it's a bit taboo. And then how people try to and just show it in a funny way. Like we had the father's character who opens up biscuit ka dabba, and उसमें सिर्फ rapper है, क्योंकि खाली हो गया, and he's just fuck. But something that is so small can, and it makes for a good frame. There's nothing happening there.
Correct. Nice.
So if people would have been like, नहीं इसमें कुछ और रोना धोना लाओ कि ऐसा चूड़िया टूट रहा है वगैरह, तो please sir, here you go, write it. You want program final draft from me, I'll give. Please write a draft, because if you don't make that choice, that I'm afraid that will become my way of
The
putting
easy
up with. Because I did that for a majority chunk of my life, was put up with shit. So I know what it feels like. So
dude, I just get into like fights. Like I really go into like, I'm not your employee, so I'm not going to be like a good employee for you and like just do what you want. I get into those fights where it just becomes bitter and a conflict. And मैं आके घर पे like I go for a jog or something, I'll feel good. Then I'm done. It's done. मेरा हो गया वो काम. That's the best part of freelancing. I can be done with it.
Yes.
वो मेरे को यार like I worked 3 months at Scoop Whoop. I don't care. Dude, तभी I realized कि भाई freelancing never gonna stop freelancing. Because if it's like one thing you're stuck at and like same person you have to see again, then just
you can't tell people to fuck off.
Yeah, you can't, and that's the worst part. As a creator, you have to be able to tell even your superiors to fuck off. Superiors as in that hierarchy. So अगर नहीं हुआ तो मतलब,
because at some point like feedback is in its place, but at some point you have an instinct ki, okay, no, I have spent nights working on this.
Correct.
I'm not too in, like I am your inside man into the idea. So I know this is going to work. Okay, trust me. And sometimes that trust is not forthcoming. And then you just have to be like, okay, fuck off. You don't know what you want, fuck off.
It's almost like, dude, it's my bank, I'll show you how to rob it. You don't go to plan it, you'll get lost, you will trip the alarm.
You will fuck up.
If there is a genuine thing you see, give me a genuine reason and I'll agree to it. That, oh, there is a guard here at this time. Okay, I see it.
Which is why like backgrounds of people giving this feedback also na. Once you realize, okay, oh, you did an MBA without any creative thing. And our interactions have also not given any indication that, okay, you have a creative bent.
Correct.
You are studying whatever 100 videos of whatever has happened and been like, अच्छा ठीक है 30-second mark पे कुछ होना चाहिए. 30-second mark पे कुछ होना चाहिए means what, bro? ये क्या?
और तू life ऐसा जीता है क्या?
Okay, he comes. That's your.
Have a big thing happening here. Just that. मेरे को वैसा भी big thing happening. No, people will stop watching. If people are going to stop watching within 15-20 seconds, you're not going to watch your 5-episode series. Just give up on those people. नहीं चाहिए वो लोग.
And you're making all of these choices out of fear. It never works, man. Like you can't equate creative choices to, because you're trying to take something intangible. Because when I thought about this scene or this storyline order, it made me feel something, you know, and it was an amalgamation of everything in life that I've experienced till now. I'm not picking up on everything, but because all of those, you know, hard disks are full, is why this
makes
connection
sense here.
And then you're going to do a SWOT analysis with something. I can't take you seriously.
But what is, for you guys, what is your release then? Like for me, my release is clear कि मैं fiction को पूरा दिल और दिमाग डाल के, on the side I'll do a non-fiction for the money, which is like award show, coffee with Karan type random shit, talk shows, award shows, TV shows, like such stuff. So that is my thing where I'm like, मैं मजे कर रहा हूँ, I don't give a fuck. Which is a freeing feeling.
Yes.
Because when I do fiction, which is what I love to do, it's heartbreaking many times because
It is.
it's your pyara sa
Yeah,
bachcha,
yeah,
aisa
हाँ.
wo.
Because
So
you
what
are
is your
creating
release?
too
Like, is it stand up or
100%.
creative release?
I
mean?
think we've
Both.
come to the realization that okay, we can't work on something that we are not into.
Yeah. I mean, we've given it a
Yeah.
fair chance
Yeah.
to try and develop, shows for other people or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe like they have an idea or maybe an IP jiska second season.
No,
or-
even
Yeah.
if it's like an IP which we don't like
Yeah.
from the get-go.
Hmm.
Like we've realized that in the freelancing thing, we can't do it for the money only.
Got it.
Like at least for me, I don't know about you.
Yeah, because it has
For
elements
me, it doesn't
of,
work. It doesn't work if I'm not into it.
It has elements of PTSD to it.
Huh.
Acha.
I
With the
think
whole
it's
because
work thing and not done.
the sacrifices are a bit more like jarring economically speaking. Like there's ebb and flow. There's
Yeah.
no pura ye, but it's not consistent money coming your way.
Correct.
But it gives you the liberty to just think something, try to think something new all the time. And that is very important. I've realized I've reading about all of these writers and classical poets se leke sab kuch, filmmakers, all of them, that is the one common thread you see. Is they are just always going ahead and wanting to keep that I want to create a new better thing. And say it in a way that people haven't seen yet. And if you start at least my personality is such that if I start doing that for money na, it will be very demoralizing because I've been through that already with the teaching phase because I loved the classroom a lot. I love the teaching aspect. I love the interaction with the kids, the students, all of that. That was the best part of the school. The other shit I just couldn't stand. Like the amount of paperwork, you felt like you committed a crime, dude. Like,
By giving homework.
Yeah, like I felt homework pressure as a teacher. Unit term plan, break it down, this, that, whatnot, and all of that goes for a toss anyway. Because chutti aa gaya, ye aa gaya, wo aa gaya. So you're just doing work which, and then like the amount of work for the money you're getting, then talking to illiterate trustees. Who are questioning why should you get more money, and you're like, dude, how do I explain to you as a teacher why I should get more? It doesn't make sense only. So that felt so horribly demeaning, and that experience was so clear in my head ki, oh no, this is where individuality dies. And so if I felt what a little bit of it is, and if I've just started on this, what I want to do as a person, then if I do that, I wouldn't be able to manage it mentally. Like my sanity won't be able to.
But it's good as freelancers you get to reject also. But my worry is always at till what point.
Personally, I feel we reject more than we should.
That's a good thing.
But it's fine. I think it's also because we've had this conversation a lot of time, no?
Yes.
We always feel like, okay, we've got 24 hours.
If
we sit and think about something which we don't like, then we won't have time to think about stuff that we actually
and you
like.
always have this option. Like,
yes.
I mean, that's where I think the privilege, so I mean, I don't know if you call it privilege, but what?
It's a choice,
It's a
man.
choice.
Like my bank
I
account,
feel like-
it's not a privilege, man. I'm telling you.
You can't.
I'm saying it's still a privilege, even if you're not rich. It's a privilege to have that choice.
Yes.
Because my worry with freelancing is always, whenever I say no, there's always that little thing, acha, वापस ये तो client अभी कभी नहीं आएगा. How many more people you know in your network are you going to piss off? Like, I don't know.
And you're not told to be okay with saying no to money.
Yeah.
More than anything else,
Yeah.
since we are kids, we are told, dude, what are you insane?
Everything has a cost has been
Yeah.
like that's been drilled into
Yeah.
us.
And
it feels so freeing to say no. Honestly.
Yes.
क्या मस्त लगता है.
Yes.
बहुत पैसा है but idea गंदा है नहीं.
That is
बाद
the
में
thing.
बुरा
no,
लगता है
like,
but.
But it's okay, dude. You make do with it.
Yeah.
that is the thing, no? The pleasure of saying no to money. Like, a lot of these dance bar in the 90s and all used to have stockbrokers or, like rich businessmen who were running after money all day और रात को वो लोग उड़ाता था पैसा.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this thing has been fucking my life all day.
Nice.
I'm going to get back at it in this manner.
Yeah.
Like, that was in a weird way.
That is the collection of people that you see in a place like that. Because if you actually honestly join those dots, you're looking at lust, you're looking at greed, and you're looking at guilt.
Yeah.
All of it in one room, interacting with each other.
Correct.
That is the real dance.
Yeah, that is the real dance.
I think in some old language, Urvashi, Menka and Rama mean lust, greed and, and whatever guilt.
No, because she is not dancing.
Yeah.
She isn't. She is doing her job.
Yeah.
Dude, your morality is dancing like, oh my god, it's doing the belly dance, dude. Like, you can't keep it together, buddy.
And
You're
for
attacking.
whom?
Yeah, because you're feeling like it's a very this thing now, like you want to run away from how you're experiencing life at the moment, and you're ready to try whatever,
Yeah.
you know, including throwing money so that they remove more clothes. It's a weird thing to expect to bring you peace. Okay, I've been through so much horrible shit, but yeah, now at least I should feel better, man.
I have control over this thing.
Yeah. And that's where I've seen people, मतलब मेरे को भी मतलब मज़ा आएगा हर रात को ऐसा, you know, पास्ता वगैरह सोचने को, या फिर बट मैं मैगी खा के खुश है क्योंकि वो पास्ता का टेस्ट ही नहीं आता है फिर मंगाने का पैसा तो आ जाता है मगर यू आर नॉट एबल टू एंजॉय इट ओनली. एंड देयर यू ऑल्सो आई इफ आई हैव नॉट लर्नड एनीथिंग फ्रॉम माई चाइल्डहुड, इट्स स्टोरीज एटलीस्ट आई हैव रेड अ लॉट. सो ऑल स्टोरीज से द सेम थिंग्स फॉर अ रीजन. Like this experience of life will not be great if you're a dick. If you're an asshole person, see this is what happens to people. And it is not an easy proposition to go through.
Correct.
This video game you have not chosen, but it will be way easier if you just, you know, do these couple of things. Like, there is such a thing as integrity. It's not tangible. You can't see it, you can't weigh it, you feel it, which is the worst way to experience something. You know, to feel something is genuinely one of the most overwhelming experiences. Because there is no lecture in school that has to, you know, some teacher. You will feel like it's all a moment of madness. You know, but you have to lean back and, you know, drink water.
I think empathy is the key word. I think for like, especially living in the, coming back to that, what we were discussing, I feel like if you have empathy, you will have a good life in this industry. Because everybody who's giving you feedback is not, I've realized, and I have to remind myself that everybody who's giving you feedback is not a douchebag.
Yes.
It comes from a sincere place. It might be horrible, disruptive, bad feedback that does not help, makes your life hell, but it's coming from a sincere place. So it's your job as a creator to explain that to them or try your best to make it work. And that brings me peace. चल ठीक है, सब लोग गंदे नहीं है इस दुनिया में. Because that was me 3 years ago. Like, everybody is against me. मेरे idea कि सब लोग, you know, धज्जियाँ उड़ा रहे हैं. It's not the case.
Even like in the studio setup बोलो या फिर OTT platform, whichever hierarchy office place you want to imagine, you'll find people who are also in it for the right reasons. You know, I've realized ये कि to term everything, you know, is good or bad, it's dumb. You'll drive yourself mad if you do that. Even something like The Boy with Stripped Pajamas, a movie which fucking made me cry. Like,
me too, dude.
usme bhi like you're able to see the distinction between, it's a Nazi camp, and then the kid and the other kid as well. The fact that he has empathy but maybe is afraid to show it, and the relationship that exists. Nobody else will make you even what? Good Nazi? Are you fucking insane? You know, or even in The Pianist, even though Roman Polanski शायद से रेप किया है थोड़ा, पर वो मालूम नहीं है, कुछ तो सीन है
उसके लिए.
हाँ, उसका कैरेक्टर के लिए है बहुत, वो पियानो बजाने वाला कैरेक्टर उसके लिए बहुत है. So even in that you show कि there is a human moment between these two characters where he has given this, you know, starving Jewish pianist some bread and jam just because he could afford to, because he is a German guy, he had rations, so he was giving that. So that's a human moment, dude. And when you read all of this, you're like, हाँ अभी इतना थोड़ा सच्चाई समझ में आया ना, तो वो करप्ट करेगा तो फिर सीन होएगा रे.
क्योंकि ultimately it's about like, do you hold on to this thing that happens to you? If you can let go of it, and empathy is the best way to let go of it.
And feedback is important. Very, very important. Like when you find the right sort of people, now there's also a reason why all of the people that we admire, Dhruv, they keep on working with the same group of people. They hire the same cinematographer, they'll hire the same technical, because more than that, the idea of what we want to create together matters. How are we going to bring this together? And if somebody is able to understand how you are approaching creating a world, and if that match has happened on one show, why would you not do it again?
तो वो कौन सा बड़ा आर्मी के साथ
हाँ, because it is already so difficult to create something nice. So that is what I have realized कि starting में ऐसा मुंह पे गिरता है अपन writer लोग, बहुत ज़्यादा गिरता है, and वो होता ही है, it's a part of it. But then slowly with every bit of work that you like, that you have added to the portfolio, you are also increasing the odds of finding your group of people whom you get along with. So then you have a place to take your ideas always. Taika Waititi made Reservation Dogs happen in that fashion. He had a deal with FX for a couple of shows, and he was already the hot thing. And then the creator Sterling Harjo, he met Taika somewhere, and they just gelled. They had a decent conversation together about what sort of approach they have towards writing something. And immediately he told Sterling, oh, you have something, because I have an exclusive deal with FX, so if you have something, we can get it rolling quickly rather than you going through everything. And that is how Reservation Dogs was made, and it's a very simple show. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. Watch it. It's on Disney Hotstar.
I've seen What We Do in the Shadows. बहुत funny.
Oh,
that's also very funny. Very funny as a show.
Insane show.
So then he was able to make it, and that whole show is about native Indians, but not done in the conventional manner of cowboys and Indians or this or that. There's actual young kids growing up on reservation at this point of time. How is their interaction with pop culture? Their idea and identity of being an American and a native, and how does that merge together well? It's very funny, dude.
Nice.
So that wouldn't exist as a show. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you go to any studio and they are like, oh no, it's not just, we don't have the money for that. We have given it for other things. Like, and you just learn it. Okay, ये सब business में से there are some people who are doing it for the right reasons. They might not have, as you had mentioned, all the money. But they'll help along the way.
True. Like the hope is that these people come along more often.
हाँ. और वो होने के बाद भी
the last thing you have to worry about is that the world will run out of people. That's never going to happen.
Yes.
There'll be people, there'll be money, they'll keep coming.
Yes, true. I admire that a lot about this fellow. Louis C.K. does that very well in terms of
Brave
using his
sentence.
money. Yes, it
Brave
is.
start to a line.
It is. अभी क्या करेगा? Nobody.
Empathy.
Nobody is speaking about his
Yes,
strokes.
there are terms and conditions to this empathy, huh? Not like.
No, I know.
अरे हाँ, first let him finish. तो Louis के पे इस पे.
मैं first line पे ही हो रही हूँ.
नहीं. He might not be a great human being overall.
Now you can.
Yes.
वो कभी claim भी नहीं किया. Like, come on.
But as far as his creation ka approach is concerned also, he whatever money he earns from his tours and whatnot, he keeps it aside. He looks at what he wants to create, how much money is needed for that, and just creates that show. Horace and Pitbull ke ek show usne banaya, he funded it himself, put it up on his own website. You buy it and my audience gets it. So the people who know my taste already. So there is no...
I think you did that with Special also, right?
Yeah. So then this fear element that the middleman brings in, कि अरे तेरा प्रोडक्ट चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा, अपन कमाएगा कि नहीं कमाएगा, returns होएगा कि नहीं होएगा,
ऐसा बना तो बिकेगा, all that shit just
because all of that is legit conversation in a building which has central air conditioning and fancy entrance lobbies. They have to, because they have to keep on paying for all of that, dude.
The middleman is just a bunch of people who second guess. Ultimately वही है.
And if you are able to get that out, then your life as a person who wants to create stuff, it just gets easier.
True.
Yeah.
And New York is full of theater actors. When Horace and Pitbull बना रहा था वगैरह, it's just like इतना सब theater actors है, पढ़ा हुआ है, किसी को काम
probably not.
But he got great actors for Horace and Pete.
Of course.
Yeah.
Point is, great actors जिनको काम नहीं है. Like, you know, it's that scenario.
I'm sure वो मुंबई में भी बहुत होंगे, dude.
हाँ, 100%.
Loads of them.
There are people who do like Foley का जो background रहता है, like when you see a scene और वहाँ पे crowd का आवाज है, there are people who do specifically that. proper theater actors who probably have done theater for a long time.
Yeah.
They moonlight as that.
Yeah.
Because that's also an outlet for them, because it's like we get to improvise
Correct.
being a character. Even though we are in the background and whatnot, I am part of a crowd. How do I show a more organic crowd? And they work as that.
And I'm doing it.
Huh.
More than looking at the degree of what I'm doing,
Huh.
I'm just doing it.
And you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
feel with a lot of writing things also.
Yeah.
As long as I'm writing jokes to make a living, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like that brings me joy. मैं कुछ और नहीं. That's true to my craft.
Yeah.
Whatever degree, however shitty it might be, big, small. Jokes.
Yeah. And there's security in that honesty,
Yeah.
because you know there is no lie in how the feeling of doing this is.
Yeah.
I'm feeling my best. I'm thankful for this existence there in that moment of creation. Without it, the whole experience felt like a vacuum. Like you're searching for something. So once you get that, dude, stick to it. Because I've realized this world, there's a lot of what we do with dogs.
Yeah.
ये देख ये चाहिए क्या, ये चाहिए तेरे को, ये चाहिए, चला जाएगा यार लोकल ट्रेन में, नहीं देने का 1300 ओला को, ठीक है, बट चलेगा. एटलीस्ट आई वोंट बी राइटिंग कि क्या पिताजी आप यहाँ, you know,
control V वो नहीं करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, that is where you feel bad for the character.
Your Pitaji voice is also your host voice.
Yeah. Yeah, that is what you're trying to do. Now, father a room as a host. Quiet down. We are starting something. Okay. You hear my voice? This is an indicator. Fall into the rhythm now. Yes.
It's show time.
Oh, man.
The last person in your house who would say it's show time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm telling you, this episode is something we will be looking back at once we get a couple more shows under our belt.
Yeah.
And our conversation then would be even more interesting.
Yeah.
Just to
We
see.
probably disagree with most of the things we have said
Yeah.
like 2 months later. That's
Life is there to disagree with
Yeah.
your past self.
yeah.
I always believe I'll never go back in time because I don't have any good news to give to my teenage self.
That's growth. That's evolution. अच्छा है.
Yeah. What am I going to say? Like,
Yeah.
तू क्या कर रहा है मालूम है क्या तेरे को?
No, it's not even that something bad has happened to me.
Yeah.
It's that he has too many expectations.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yes.
like, at 25 you're not a millionaire. अरे कोई नहीं बनता है. क्या बोलूं मैं तेरे को?
Yeah. Ronaldo, everything, whenever you read about that, that's the matrix. Okay. Like, be aware of where you are. I had a friend like that who, you know, sometimes used to get irritated when a lot of those memes started coming up in between where when I was 18, I was, and when, you know, Justin Bieber is 18, he's buying this, that, or, and he used to crib like, अभी ये देख बहन जो 18 साल का है ब्रो, कितना कमा रहा है वगैरह. अरे हाँ, मगर वो क्या कर रहा है, वो तू कर रहा है क्या? Can you compete just on sheer cardio? Can you run as much as him?
I used to feel that for Liverpool footballers.
Yeah.
When I became like 17, 18, मैं बचपन से देख रहा हूँ matches.
Yeah.
17 तक मैं like यार अब तो मेरी एज के लोग खेल रहे हैं, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ?
Yeah.
I'm like हाँ, बट वो 6 घंटा ट्रेन कर रहे हैं. मैं पिज्जा खा के देख रहा हूँ मैच सिर्फ like.
और दोनों का लाइफ अलग है यार. दोनों का लाइफ, दोनों इंसान लोग अलग है.
वो हाथ यूज नहीं किया है. इसलिए वो लिवरपूल.
Yeah. And that is where this social media thing tries to fuck with you, man.
Yeah.
And you always need to remind yourself कि नहीं है, तेरा आडनाव बेकहम नहीं है.
Yeah.
तो क्या करेगा?
Must be a thing, no? Like the reason why footballers are desirable to women and all, like they use feet in bed. Because there's so much dexterity.
Yeah, they're just ultimate athletes.
Ultimate athlete.
Yeah, he runs for 90 minutes. I'm good with that. Yeah. You know what, honey? Go for another training session. Just go. Yeah, I'm not having to worry about obesity with this guy, whatever. But that is what happens with athletes. Once they retire, whoop. In some cases, you see them just like leave it. Like,
And I'm like, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Good for you. I'm happy for such a
Please,
person.
Rose.
I'm not happy with like athletes who are like still 6-pack abs है like at age 60. मतलब तेरा हो गया अभी मजाक जो करना है कर.
Yeah.
You did it for us, for your audience.
Yeah.
Like I want Sachin to have like a huge
Yeah.
in like a few years. I
Yeah.
want that for him.
no, man. He likes Facebook too much. He's not going to let that happen.
Yeah.
My man is putting out more content.
देखा था ना?
Dude, he's putting out
Bad
more.
Badminton court
clean,
में.
no, how to clean grip of bat.
Oh yeah, that was
is one
one.
more.
Yeah.
That he
पूरा creator बन गया.
Yeah,
ठीक है, छोड़ दिया.
he is. I mean, man has to. Well, he's Sachin. Who's going to say what? Like, he has such a fan base.
See, God also comes every morning, good morning message. Like, eventually Sachin will do that also.
सचिन like हाँ अभी जो करना है कर. तूने मार दिए centuries, you did it for us. जो करना है कर हम देखेंगे. कोई हंसेगा भी नहीं.
Like, if your name.
कोई हंसेगा भी नहीं.
कोई नहीं, dude. कोई नहीं. No, you'll take that as advice. Like, oh yeah, really, Sachin, is that or helmet पहनू रुक अबे खरीदे. That is all.
Yeah, that's a very condescending thing. ना गाड़ी वाला बैठा हुआ Sachin बाइक वाले को बोल रहा है हेलमेट पहन. I'm like, bro, तेरे पास गाड़ी है पहन जो तू नहीं चला रहा. That's why you can talk to me on the street.
And imagine how weird did the pillion rider feel. Like, dude, I love you, man. I know I should, but मेरे को सिर्फ लिफ्ट मिल रहा है रे.
I'm like, and that ad में also like he catches up to the car, to the bike. So I'm just imagining 3 seconds before the ad starts, Sachin's like, driver उधर रुका, तेरे को मैजिक दिखा दे रुका. अभी देख उसको बोलेगा हेलमेट पहन, हेलमेट प्रकट होएगा.
No, and also he will for the moment be like भगा पकड़ बाजू में ले उसका. And then hey,
बाजू like Sachin's become a cop.
क्या करता है?
Can you imagine that in his voice?
Most non-intimidating cop ever.
Yeah, he'll have to carry the bat to intimidate. That's the thing. Sachin was his most intimidating when he had like a wooden bat in his hand. Then people are like, आवाज भी मत कर, आवाज भी मत कर. Without the bat, dude, he's selling everything. Like, he can sell like bathroom wear.
That's the thing, no? The bat is so magical in his hand. You replace the bat and put anything, you'll be able to sell it.
Yeah.
Like that's Sachin.
Yeah. His wonderful. We have a great procession.
Hard stop.
Yeah. In fact, that is the going away ceremony
for Dhruv.
We have hired a band.
Radical measures.
Yeah. We've taken radical measures to ensure that our guest feels like he's special. Okay? A background score for his exit, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of this episode.
Like a host, please.
Yes, right again. This was the end of the episode. If you've enjoyed our conversation with Dhruv, please do subscribe to our channel. Check him out. He goes on long cycling expeditions from time to time.
एक बार profile देखा मेरा हाथ चलिए बोल लेता हूँ.
No. I had followed you in that bit where you were wearing the thing and you were going through Pune. And then you were cribbing about the incline because I had just driven by that road. So I was shit, dude. Yeah, what is Dhruv on, man? And it also showed that you lost a lot of weight because of that. So that's pretty cool because I remember the first time I had met you, I was also fat and so were you.
Yeah, we both were. Right?
Yeah.
I'm some 15 kilos.
I lost like 8 or 9 overall.
Yeah.
And the best way that, like only comics get it. One fellow had asked me, "Tu kya, Ruben had asked me, tu kya intermittent kar raha hai ya kuch?" I was like, "No, man, no. Acha, life hua kya tere ko phir?" That also happens to writers and comics, my man. But and I hope we work on something, man.
Yeah, man.
If nothing else, like create some sort of nice story, a lie that we can sell to people.
People can binge over a weekend.
Yeah. All right, public. Bye-bye.
Thanks, friends. Bye-bye.
The ending and the start is always good. Yeah. You never know how to say what to say.
Yeah, I've never seen a podcast end like in a very...